It's actually a body's response to pressure. All right. So like
Okay.
everybody gets to experience stress. It's a good thing. All right.
Mm,
It's a good thing. Trying to fight
stress.
external pressure, but when it gets too much, you know that saying now, too much of everything is
Of
bad.
everything is bad.
Yeah. So when it gets too much, and I did the cocoa day. But generally, it's actually a good thing when managed properly. Yeah.
See?
So,
Why did dishing out value
Abby,
from the beginning? Hey, so guess what you will not be getting in the main episode? Please. Okay.
please, anything that people get, you get, because I'm not promising so much so that I don't go and undergive. You'll not be like, is this everything? This everything? So, Alasha.
Welcome to the Grow and Glow podcast, a show aimed at helping young people deal with issues in their lives and also live productively. Here's your host, Gracie Emo.
On this episode, we have a queen. Oh, yeah. Queen. So we have a queen here, and she's here with us. I would love her to introduce herself first of all. Let her say it with her sweet voice so that you guys can hear it.
So, I'm
Okay.
Queen Tinta Aitwaje Washington, current Miss Nigeria International Culture. I'm a mental health advocate and counselor. I'm a drape artist. I'm a distress therapist. I'm a coach, yes. I coach modeling and lifestyle, that's finishing. And I'm a teacher as well. Yes, I teach in a private school here in Benin City. I'm based in Benin. And also, okay, I think I'm a general artist because there's a little of art here and there, but I also sing and do music covers. So, yeah, I think that's basically it.
You're loaded. Loaded.
I've been, I've
That's the word. You're loaded. All right. Okay. So welcome to the show. We're happy to have you here. Not just me, my listeners.
been,
Don't mind when I say
thank you.
we. There's a lot.
Yeah, I understand.
And your surname is quite unique. Is there a story behind it or a meaning surrounding the name?
Uh, I think I think the meaning is that it's my dad's name.
Oh,
I mean, there's a story to it. That's my dad's name. Washington is actually the surname. Then Tinta is my first name. Yeah.
okay.
Um, I also don't know if there's a story behind that. I just know that my parents shall give it to me. Hey, and all my sisters, we all share that ta thing at the end. Like we got Rita, Tinta, Shinta, Dita, just like
Are
that.
you serious?
So
Oh,
I don't. They wanted to keep the ta. Yeah, my mom brings the ta into play. So I think they just wanted to keep it along across all the girls. Yeah.
that's so sweet. I like it. So let's get into this episode fully. Yes, ma.
So
First of all, stress. Everybody says they're stressed one day or the other, especially people in Lagos.
mm.
People in Lagos, I will start with them
Okay.
first. I've
Mm.
seen, like, I've read, I've seen pictures, I've seen the way they live, and I'm like,
Yeah.
how are these people coping? But I don't know.
Mm.
No harm to you guys who live in Lagos, please, please. It's just
Yeah.
there's a lot of traffic, there's commotion, and I think that is enough to stress any human being. Like, what are the common sources of stress apart from maybe Nigeria in general being stressful?
Then maybe Nigeria in general.
Because Nigeria is a
Okay.
stressful country, sha.
Yeah. Yeah. Nigeria. Okay. First of all, I would say anything that puts pressure on an individual can cause stress. Anything at all.
Okay.
So it could be just traffic. Yes, some people don't like sitting down. I don't think I like sitting down for too long. I don't think people really like sitting down for too long. So such people, they could get stressed by just sitting down. Okay. Some people
Mm-hmm.
don't like long discussions. That could just trigger stress for them. Like they get uncomfortable and the rest of them. So any see there are like so many stress triggers out there. Some of them that we don't even know. The most common
Mm-hmm.
being the societal and economic factors. Yes, work could be very burdensome and that would cause stress for you. Um, you have your own personal tasks or projects you need to do that will cause pressure that will lead to stress. Yes, the whole hustle and bustle of Lagos
Mm-hmm.
and every other place will definitely cause stress for anybody. Sometimes just sitting in your bed and thinking of things that you're yet to do, yet to achieve, thinking of
Like,
family, life generally will cause stress. So I think it's like every other mental health issue, it boils down to the individual, different strokes for different folks. Yeah.
okay.
What would even
Okay.
cause stress for one might not cause stress for the other. So I've met people that they don't like taking holidays.
Mm.
Like yes, I met people in that line. They don't like taking holidays. When you ask them, they tell you, "I'm just there." See, it causes problems for me. I feel like I'm useless. It stresses me out, and I'm like, we are
But
here
you know,
looking for holiday application. Are you happy? It's
you know,
stressing
I
me.
just realized that, like, right now, you saying this is like, I never knew that was a thing, but this is a thing for me. I don't like going home and just staying without doing anything. I like
Yeah,
working.
that
Like
kind of
now,
thing.
yeah, I
Also,
just, yeah. If I don't
yeah,
work, I feel like I'm losing out something. Everything is flying
you
away.
get,
Yeah.
it. Although it is not advisable though, like
Mm.
constantly putting yourself on the run, like without a break, your body
No,
will
there's a
eventually
okay.
break down,
True.
right? But it's more of a thing of the mind. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
some people just feel like they can't sit in one place, even though they know that okay, continually working would break them
Mm-hmm.
down, would burn them. They still want to. People will still go to hospitals, and the worst you can do to them is put them on sick leave.
Again.
Hey,
Yeah.
you have finished. You have finished. Except maybe they go on sick leave with their laptops or something. So one way or the other, they still want to be active. Stress. I think the dictionary definition for stress is emotional pressure that a human being
Mm-hmm.
suffers or an animal suffers. So it's empathy. It's not there's physical stress, okay? Yes, there's
Mm-hmm.
physical stress, but by the time some people concentrate on the emotional or empathic aspect of it, they would rather trade that physical stress. They want to be on the go. They want to do something. They want
Do
to
more.
finish up with the task. Yes, that keeps their mind at rest. But you still have to find a way to balance it out
Yeah.
because physical stress can result to psychological stress. Now,
Okay.
one thing people don't know is that stress is normal. Everybody will
Mm.
suffer stress. Let me put it that way. Everybody experiences stress. Stress is normal. Stress is the body's reaction to extreme pressure. Yeah. The body's reaction to extreme pressure. But when it becomes too much, then there's a problem.
Okay.
So the
So how do we know when it gets like too much? What are those signs we should look out for? Like me now that I said
um
I like working, I don't like being idle. Let me know.
or
Let
eight,
others
right?
know too.
Okay. I think the first one is psychological shutdown. That's like a very obvious sign that you're
Okay.
stressed. People could just um out of like they're working and all of a sudden they go blank.
Hmm.
They can't process, they can't focus. These are all symptoms of stress. Before the rest of the body even starts reacting to it. There are some people that don't feel physical pain. Okay, some people could be having muscle cramps and they will not know they're having muscle cramps. It's that bad.
Wow.
So before they begin to notice that their body is maybe hurting one way or another, they first of all notice that, okay, all of a sudden I can't concentrate, I can't focus, nothing is coming. Those are very obvious signs that you are stressed. You can't process anything or a lot of things. By the time you start feeling that, we know that, okay, you need to take a break. It's the most obvious sign. Apart from other things that could come up, that from all of that you could find yourself tending towards getting angry for no reason, and that could lead to other mental health disorders, depression, and the rest of them. But I think the most obvious sign to look out for is inability to concentrate, lack of focus. Yeah, those are some things that you begin to notice when you're extremely stressed. I'm using the term extremely stressed because if you're stressed on the normal levels, then you're fine. Okay, you're fine. But when it becomes extreme, when water don't pass Gary now,
but what are also the normal levels of stress? Like, what's the normal level of stress?
The normal levels of stress is like getting tired of work. Yeah, but imagine yourself getting tired for too long a time. Now, everybody knows their strengths and their weaknesses. Everybody knows their threshold, right? Even when you work, even people that work 247, or should I say 248, they know that, okay, maybe after 2 hours, they know that maybe after 2 hours, they need to take a cup of tea. They need to look out the window. They need to close their laptops. They need to scratch their eyes, okay? And then they get back to work. Maybe even 5 minutes break is good for them, no matter how intangible it seems. But by the time you start noticing that you're getting too tired, like instead of 5 minutes break that you usually have, you're just exhausted, then you should know that, okay, you are going out of your way. So normally getting tired briefly or so is normal. Everybody needs that space. Yes, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are extremely stressed, like as in the disorder. But when you are constantly tired, it's a problem. Now, another thing that could also be normal, when you see yourself, how do I put this? When you see yourself taking a break off work. When I mean taking a break off work, maybe you just want to turn to something else. All right, you want to turn to something. You're like, okay, right now I'm not going to do this anymore. Let me just go to the kitchen, fix something, do the dishes. Also, it's normal. Also, it's very normal, because in as much as no matter how task oriented you think you are, nobody is created or programmed to be on the same task
for long.
Do you understand? Yes, we are people who we're versatile. We like variety. So even if we're working 247, nobody can really be on a particular task 247. There's always that switch in task, no matter how brief, no matter how swift or quick it may be. You just find yourself checking out something else. So that is also normal, very normal. But by the time you see that you're losing complete interest in doing something or doing everything, then there's I think the word for the tired part is fatigue. Yes. When you start experiencing fatigue, there's a problem. There's a big time problem. If you're just tired, normal tired, you're good.
What about students? Like, thinking about this, I realize, okay, people who work, they have the freedom to kind of take a break, to just like stop doing that. But what about students that you just have to read? You just have to.
If you take your time out to ask like 10 students around you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when I say 10 students, I look out for, because back in school, I knew some people that they intimidate. Their next name was intimidation. These people hold book. These people could hold book from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. again. And you're wondering,
Jaco,
Papa, how you they do am?"
show us the
But
way
there's
now.
something, as in, what will be like you now, not even when we grow up. But there was something I found out. I noticed it by myself. I don't read long. Okay, I was not a Jacko fighter. I don't think I'll ever be. 2-3 hours is okay for me. But even within that 2-3 hours, I see my mind, I find myself drifting. I could be looking at the book, okay?
We
Everybody's
are not
seeing
there.
me is like, and she's so concentrated. But I could just read a line and it takes me somewhere else in my head. That is that is your mind taking a break. For me, it wasn't a
Mm-hmm.
thing until I had people who read, like people who are the jack of fight my understatement. Until day two, when I had conversations with them, they told me, see, sometimes I could just be reading and I'm not there. Like a minute or two, I'm just somewhere else. And I was like, oh, it happens to you too. I thought I was the lazy type. Oh, I thought, and then I no, it happens. And then I started processing all of that. 2-3 persons report the same thing, and I began to realize that okay, you don't necessarily need to close the book. You don't necessarily need to close your eyes. You don't necessarily need to change posture. Your mind could just take a break on its own.
Mm.
It knows when to. So nobody can really actually read from 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're looking at the book, even if you're looking at the pages, briefly, from time to time, their mind wanders off. It could be from maybe a line they read or something. I know people that read with music. They'll tell you
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's more of the music than what they are reading. And like, okay, fine. So one way or the other, your mind knows when to take that break, even if you're not physically taking the break. You find yourself drifting. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you are undetermined or you something like that. It's natural process. Okay. But then there are people that you just find out that see sometimes they'll close the book and they just lie down on the book and they sleep off. At that point, nothing is probably entering. At that point, they've probably found out that they've been wandering off for too long. And anytime
Mm-hmm.
they try to bring themselves back, nothing is just entering. So they're just like, oh boy, see, let's just leave this thing for another time. Let's not kill ourselves. So they've come to realize that okay, I'm losing it. I'm losing focus here. I need to take that long break. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Students will also find a way to take a break because brain fag is real. Like that you hear students just stand up and start shouting or talking to themselves or going.
Hmm.
It is too much pressure on the
Yeah, on the
brain.
brain.
The brain is trying to find a way to ease out. So that happens. It's called, some people call it temporal madness, because after a while they
It
come
comes
back to
there.
themselves. Yes, they come back to themselves and all of that. But some people try to force, they don't really understand what is happening, so they try to force it. Even someone told me at the point that, see, you see the whole idea of cramming. There's a reason why cramming does not work for some people. Like after all the cramming, trying to cram, they still get to wherever they are going to, exam halls, classrooms, and they go blank. That's
Yeah.
because they are trying to fix it. Your mind is no longer taking it in. But because you're under pressure, okay, exam is tomorrow. or test is today, you now find yourself repeating the same line. Chemistry is so and so. Chemistry is so and so. Chemistry is defined as this. Chemistry. Your brain is not taking it though. You're just repeating it. It's not stored. It's not registered. You are stressed. So nothing is going in. By the time you now get there, you now say your village people have done you because
Right. I know also they'll complain and
you
they'll not,
understand.
they'll not go to the
Yeah.
hall and be blank. But
Yes.
apart from taking a break, apart from
Yeah.
resting, which
Yeah.
other activity or habits can one cultivate for stress management in
Okay.
school, at work?
Yeah. Eventually, it all still boils down to rest. Okay.
Okay.
I think let me quickly take this time out to address that term rest. Some people feel that rest is sleep. Okay. But
Mm-hmm.
that is not true. That is so not true. You could be asleep and you are still not resting.
Yeah.
Yet you could be resting and you're not asleep.
Mm-hmm.
The whole idea is relaxing yourself, relaxing your mind. Okay, it's like, how do I explain this now? It's like the way your body works, right? Now, going off the mind, the body itself.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say, I really don't know how accountants do their work, all right? But now, say someone works a lot with calculators, which means your hand is constantly punching
Moving.
those buttons, all right? Your hand is constantly punching those buttons. You could take your hand off the calculator. You stop punching. Your hand is
Mm-hmm.
resting, all right? Because it is not
Yeah.
doing that punching. But then, imagine where your hand is resting, but your mind is not. You stopped punching, but you're still trying to use your brain to do the math.
Ah.
It's just one part of you that is resting. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
It's just one part of you that is resting. The other part is very active and is still working. So you have to find a way of not just withholding your hand from punching, you have to take your mind off that calculation. Some people will tell you counting works for them. There are different things that could work for you. Some people tell you once they start feeling stressed, even some people, one of some symptoms of extreme stress is anxiety. For no reason, they just start getting all anxious and all of that. You have to find out what it is for you, which symptom it is for you. You just have to identify when you're burning out upstairs. Some people tell you counting works for them. You count from 500 to 1, count from 1000 to 1. And it's some people have even reported that it helps them sleep and sleep soundly.
Are you
Some people tell you
serious?
it helps you sleep for a while and you get up. Yeah, you start counting because it is in uh, a reverse order. It is not something your brain is used to. Your brain is used to counting 1, 2, 3. But then you are counting 500, 499, 498. So that's alteration in the normal reading. It causes that drift in consciousness. So you feel calmer and it's easier for you to sleep. But the ultimate goal is getting rest. Okay. So some people would they don't really go to sleep, they just feel calm. And that's an aim, that's a goal. Relax. So another thing is taking a walk. Taking a
Yeah.
walk, especially in areas that are not so crowded and not so busy, because once your mind is exposed to that business. Now imagine taking a walk at a bus park and taking a walk in a garden. They are two different places entirely. Your
Mm-hmm.
body, your mind, your everything will react differently. The bus park is busy. it is still business oriented. It is still hustling. It is still bustling. There's noise. There's all of that. Your mind will find it difficult to rest, except you are someone that finds solace in chaos. That kind of person, go and start be acting Hollywood movie. Stop. But naturally, your mind will not find calm and rest in such a place. Unlike a garden where it's silent, even if it's not totally silent, there are natural sounds,
Yeah.
birds chirping and all of that going on. Maybe the breeze, even the thought of breeze has a soothing effect.
Yeah.
So like it'd be easy for your mind to go off the hustle and bustle of civilization, to go off the task you have at work, go off how you're going to run buses and the rest of them, go do school runs and the rest of them. It's easier in such a scenario. So take a walk, but don't just take a walk. Take a walk with the right atmosphere. Listen to music. Some people, it works for them. I know it works for me fine and well. There are songs I just listen. There are different genres, so something
Yes.
you should find out what works for you. Listen to music. Something would definitely work for you right there. Watch a movie. Watch a movie if you want. Watch a movie if you want. Take chocolate. Chocolate has this exciting, soothing effect, but sometimes something as simple as closing your eyes, especially for people who work so long on their laptops and on their phones, the eyes are always exposed to blue light. Psychologists, psychiatrists, therapists, and all of that, they'll tell you 30 minutes to an hour before you sleep, turn off your phone. That's because the exposure to blue light does not result in your brain going calm, your brain shutting. No, in fact, there is more activity during that period. So something as simple as just shutting your eyes for 5 seconds could actually get you started on your process to de-stress. Yes. Another thing that really, really helps with stress is a bath. There's nothing like a beautiful, yes, be it a cold bath, be it a warm bath. I think cold baths are better when you started experiencing anger. Just take a very cold shower. Yes, very cold.
So this is a tip out here for anyone who feels angry all the time.
When you're angry, drink water, take a cold bath. It helps. Then when you're just generally stressed, a warm bath is better. Aromatherapists will tell you use essential oils, use plant parts, that's maybe petals or leaves. There are plants that actually help to de-stress the body, so you could include that to your bath. If you have a bathtub, if you don't have a bucket, you could use that. Like pour the oil into the water. There are ways to go about it, but a warm bath is better if you're generally stressed. And then if you're tending towards anger, a cold bath is also better. If you can't take a bath, maybe you are at work, there are essential oils that work for it. Another thing is, one thing that could be really easy for us is surrounding ourselves with plants. There are plants that grow indoors. If we start cultivating the whole idea of putting plants close to ourselves, trust me, people that work in workplaces that have plants find their days less stressful than people that don't have plants in their workplaces. I can't really explain it, but there's that soothing, calming effect plants bring, no matter the plant it is. Once there's just something green and natural in your workplace, you find it easier to manage stress and all of that. Then if you're a believer of aromatherapy and essential oils, just putting essential oil on your palm and rubbing it quickly against your palm releases the oils into the atmosphere. You could then maybe sniff it or something, and it helps too. It helps. So yeah, there are many ways, plenty ways of managing stress.
Yeah.
You just have to know what works for you.
All right. Thank you. Like, you just give us free, like, very relatable tips. This is not something I know anyone listening will say it's too expensive to do for your own health. No, it's not. So you listening out there, and you know you need these tips for yourself. Like, you need to stop being stressed on the bad side, because as you've heard, stress is not totally like a bad thing. It also can be for a good cause. Thank you so much. Thank you. So to anyone listening right now, and I'm sure some of them would love to connect with you, can you please tell us your social media handles that can search on you for you
I
online?
think the easiest way to connect with me is on Instagram. The handle is @WithAje_Washington. WITHAJE Washington. Yes, the WITHAJEWASHINGTON. With Aje Washington. Yeah.
Okay.
You'd always find me there.
Always. In case you don't even know how to get it, don't worry. Just send me a DM. I will share her profile to you. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sure you. So to all of you listening right now, this is the episode for you today. Don't forget, you can also ask her questions on the Podroom app. If you have any question for her, just search for Grow and Glow podcast on Podroom app and ask your questions. She'll be there to answer it all. You can ask your questions right there. And I hope you learned something from this episode. I told you will learn something new. Okay, so make sure you share this episode on your social media handles. Take a screenshot and post it on your stories. And don't forget to tag us and follow us on Instagram @growandglow_podcast. Yeah, before I forget, we also have a Facebook community. So all of you who don't use Instagram, there's Facebook. So you have no option. We're everywhere. Go and join the community on Facebook. And yeah, I'll be waiting for you there. So cheers to a stress-free week, like excess stress, because stress is still a good thing. All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Grow and Glow podcast. Connect on Instagram @GrowAndGlow_podcast. And if you enjoyed the show, subscribe and leave a review.